If I was to buy a guitar today, what would I buy? Friends, Brian here for Yes You Can Play Guitar. I had a friend talk to me really recently. He just got a brand new guitar. He was really happy with it. He said, "Hey man, what do you think?" I was like, He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, if you're going to get a guitar, man, what would you get?" You know, I thought this would make a really good video idea. I'm going to give you guys my opinions on some preferred brands, guitars that I like, what I like in a guitar and what I don't like in a guitar. And again, guys, these are my own personal opinions. We can all differ. I'm just telling you what I've learned over the years. So, number one, for me, Explorer shapes, not for me. Never been my thing, nothing against them. I'm sure all the James Hetfield fans out there like their little Explorers, that's great. Great guitars, just not for me. Next thing, Les Pauls, okay? Now, the Les Paul with the dense body and the heavy body on it, they're hard to beat for tone. I'm not going to argue that. In fact, I have a Les Paul. Zakk Wylde's the Epiphone Les Paul. It's got the active EMGs in it. Really cool. But I don't know. Les Pauls just aren't my thing. Nothing against them. Great guitars. They're just not for me. I'm a Strat or a V guy. Another thing, I don't like middle pickups on the guitar. I get really annoyed when I really like a guitar and has a middle pickup on it. Now, for a lot of people, like the middle pickup. A lot of blues players like it. Not for me. In fact, in my 30 plus years of playing, is that how long I've been? Is that how long? God, I'm old. For strings, I hate thin strings. Nothing sounds worse to me for your tone than using a really thin string. And they also feel really kind of wimpy. Even on standard tuning, I like at least a set of 10s on my guitars. Let's talk about guitars, shall we? Some of the companies that would catch my attention or that I like, that I've tried. Let's start off with Ibanez. Well, Ibanez, the late 80s. I have a couple Ibanez guitars. I've got an RG 570 and how about this one? Oh yes, here we go. The Ibanez RG 570 and an RG 770. The 770 has got one of the sweetest necks and fastest necks I've ever played. I love the guitar. I love the pickups in it. I'm a DiMarzio or EMG guy myself. There's certain models that I personally like. But that 770 neck, I haven't played too many guitars that can play like that. I don't know what happened, you know, back in the late 80s, early 90s, when you went into a music store and you saw some of these marquee names that we see now, of the big names, you know, you were going to at least pay $800 for a guitar. Now the market has been flooded with so many bad guitars and low quality guitars. Understandably, why companies would do this, because they're like, hey, you know, like a lot of beginners and entry-level players, they're not going to spend $1,000 on a guitar. And that's great, but when you have been playing for a while, you can play, and it's part of your livelihood. Nothing sucks more than going into a music store and seeing that most of what's in there is junk. Just saying. Ibanez, I love those guitars. I've tried some of their newer ones over the years. I even have friends with the Prestige series. Not for me. There's just something about it. Not quite the same. But I will say, I am intrigued by Tony McAlpine's model of the 8-string, 7-string. I think they're a Prestige line too. I could be wrong. Beautiful guitar. Great pickups. Great guitar player, by the way. Hey, Tony, do you want to be on my show sometime? I'm not ruling Ibanez out. It's a thought. Jackson. Jackson guitars. If you're a metalhead, you know about Jackson guitars. Many years ago, I had a Jackson Randy Rhoads guitar, and I love that guitar. Now, it was a shark tail fin type or fin shape, so, you know, depending on your body shape and body size, it can be a little awkward to play, but I love that guitar. And many years ago, you know, a lot of people say, duh, why did you sell it? Well, you know what? One year, we wouldn't have had a Christmas if I didn't sell that to a student of mine. I regret selling it. I love that guitar. But in the meantime, a few years ago, I got a Jackson Demolition guitar. Now, if you guys have seen my cover song of a-ha's Take On Me, but a little bit more metaled and rocked up, Brian style, Yes You Can Play Guitar style, I use this guitar. Now this is the lower end Demolition. I actually got it used from a musician who really needed money. That happens sometimes. But this guitar, it's the lower end Demolition, but I do like it. It does have a bolt-on neck. I've always been a bolt-on neck guy. I haven't been big on using the neck through bodies, but it looks like I'm going to have to start getting used to it with some of the higher end guitars. So anyway, this was a lower end. I do love this guitar. There's something about the Demolition shape. For me, as a V, it feels more balanced when I play it as opposed to the Shark Tail. It has the passive EMG HZs in it. Still sounds great. And it's a really cool guitar. If I was to get a guitar today, I would consider getting the higher end Jackson Demolition guitars, made famous, of course, by none other than Phil Demmel, who I've been a fan of since the late 80s when he played in Violence, and also when he played in Machine Head. Great guitar player, and man, he's got good taste in guitars. So I would probably get the Demolition, the black or the white one, or maybe the red one. I like the triangle fret inlays. I'm not too big on dot inlays. They're cute and all, but they've been done to death. In fact, I don't even know if I would get fret inlays, but I like cool fret inlays. So this one is definitely awesome, but I would probably next time get the higher end one with the actual active EMG pickups on it and the different wood. And I guess it would be a neck through body, but Jackson Demolition would be one that I would consider. Schecter. Schecter guitars, sometimes they get a bad rap. I did a video about this a little while ago. You know, sometimes you see these funny memes of people making fun of Schecter guitars. In my video, some people that liked Schecter guitars commented on the video. Some people that had bad experiences with it commented. I had two guitars that I loved. One was a 7-string, one was a 6-string. I did a video about it. You can check out the video. But, you know, those guitars, this is about 10 years ago. Those guitars were awesome. They had the active EMG pickups in it. I think, was it the Diamond Elite series with the Floyd Rose? Or the Diamond, or was it the Damien Elite? I don't know, but it was the higher end one. It had the Floyd Rose on it, had beautiful inlays on it. The guitars were absolute works of art, an absolute joy to play. I had 7-string. I had the 6-string. I really regret selling those guitars. I've since contacted the student that I sold them to, and he's not willing to sell them, and I don't blame him, because they're pretty awesome guitars. I have not found any used ones out there on the market. There's all kinds of used Schecters. I have not found the Schecter guitars that I used to have. Those were awesome guitars, man. I miss them. Dean guitars. Now, of course, you guys who tune in regularly, you've probably seen my interview with the one and only Mr. Rusty Cooley, who of course was an influence on me and my playing. Watching Rusty always pushed me with my practicing. He really inspired me to practice and work on my technique. Many years ago, I did get the Rusty Cooley line of the Xenocide 7-string. I did a review on it a long time ago. I really like it. So here it is, the Dean Xenocide 7-string. Rusty and I, we actually have very similar tastes in guitars. I don't like things getting in my way when I'm playing, especially when you're playing higher up in the neck. He hates tone knobs like I do. One knob only, which is great. Volume knob. The 30-some years I've been playing, I've always hated having other knobs on the guitar. I just need the one, open it up, let me go.
Yeah. You know, I don't use the tone knob, so why?
I've never used a tone knob. I hate them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was always on 10 anyway.
Yeah.
And why leave room for error when you're playing live? Why does it sound like shit? Oh, I bumped my tone knob.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
Right? I prefer a three-way. I prefer a three-way. I prefer a three-way. I prefer a three-way. Pickup switch, because I don't like metal pickups. What are you going to use them for? Anyway, right? Coolest looking guitar ever. I love the Alien series too. And, you know, what a headstock on that. Great pickups. I believe they're EMG 707s. And I shred on this guitar. I love it. If I was to get a guitar today, I would probably get, if you can even get them anymore, the Rusty Cooley series. I really like this white one with the cool inlays. That would be one of my picks. Now, Ormsby. You guys know that I fell in love with the Rusty Ormsby.
The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
The dude's got great taste in guitars. Very similar to what I like, and he likes those extreme guitars, and I love them too. That Ormsby guitar was amazing. It was a work of art. I did a video how I fell in love with it. I'm talking to Rusty, he's showing me his guitar, and I'm like, I'm so entranced by the guitar. I'm like, dude, wake up. Pay attention to Rusty. You're being rude. That guitar would be in the running too. Some other ones I've considered, Solar. They're a company that interests me. A friend of mine used to be a student. He has a couple of really nice Solar guitars, but they have these things called Evertune tuners. I have never used them. I am a Floyd Rose guy. Okay, if I want a bridge on my guitar, I want it to be a Floyd Rose. That's just how I am. I've had it ingrained in me from the late 80s. That probably ain't going to change. Should I give Evertune tuners a run? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know, comment below. Again, I'm very picky about guitars. A lot of the guitars out there now, I don't even really go into music stores anymore. I just can't stand a lot of the guitars out there. I think a lot of them are just junk. Sorry, just keeping it real. You know, when you've been playing for a long time, you can really tell the difference between high quality guitar with good woods, good electronics in it. And then you can tell the difference between junk. The guitar goes out of tune really easily, and it just has crappy parts in it and really crappy woods. That's just me. That's my take, guys, on what I like, what I personally would look for when I was buying. Guys, what do you guys think? Let me know. Comment below, and remember, practice hard, but practice smart, and we'll see you soon.